For today's science lesson, we're going to have a look at classifying animals. You've done this already with Maestra Chiara. We're going to have a look at it in English. So what do we mean by classifying animals? We mean grouping them, basically, sorting them into groups. But what do you think scientists use for their groups? Fluffy animals, slimy animals, pretty animals, ugly animals? I don't think so. They use scientific terms. So to classify animals, they have to ask themselves some scientific questions. So to start this lesson, we're going on a trip with Bolt. Bolt is that funny robot man that you can see in your science books. Let's see where he takes us.
Hi everyone! Today we are going with Bolt on a visit to the bird park. There are lots of different birds in the park. We can see some of them here. Do you know their names? Let's look at some of the birds. Bolt, do you know what birds these are? Let's see how we can help Bolt to identify the different birds he sees. We can use an identification key to find out the names of different birds and other living things. A key is a set of questions about the kind of living thing you want to identify. Each question has a yes or no answer, which leads you to the next step. Why do you think the questions in a key have yes or no answers? Okay, now let's use Bolt's key to identify these different birds. Are you ready, Bolt? The first question on our key is, does the bird have webbed feet? Yes, these birds have webbed feet. What about the other bird? No, these birds do not have webbed feet. Let's look at the birds with webbed feet. The next question on our key is, can the bird fly? Then the bird is a duck. What about the other bird with webbed feet? Can it fly? Then the bird is a penguin. Now let's try to identify the other birds that don't have webbed feet. The next question on our key is, does it have feathers on its head? No feathers on the head. Then the bird is a vulture. Do the other birds have feathers on their heads? Then the bird is a cockatoo. I hope you enjoyed visiting the bird park with us and can see how easy it is to use a key to identify living things. Before we say goodbye, see if you can answer these questions.
So, did you get that? That scientists have to make an identification key to find out how to group an animal, okay? So, this is actually a part of the level 4 science book, okay? So you don't have this in your science books, so you don't look for it, okay? So here we have an example of a key, okay? Each box has a question, like you saw in the video, and by answering the questions in this key, for example, we can identify a bird, a cat, a fish, and a snake, okay? So the first question here is, does the animal have legs? Yes, okay? So we know that it could be a bird or a cat, okay? Because we already know that the answer no would bring us to a fish or a snake. Okay, so yes, it does have two legs. It does have legs. Does it have two legs? Yes. Okay. Does it have feathers? Yes. It's a bird. Okay. So in keys like this, we can only have yes or no answers. Okay. It makes it very simple to get to the identification that we're looking for. Okay. Obviously, with some animals, there are lots more questions, of course. Okay, but this is just to teach you how we make an identification key, okay? Let's have a look at these questions, okay? So how does an identification key help us, okay? What two answers can be given to a question in an identification key? And how could you extend the key opposite? So we're talking about this key, okay? How could we extend it, so make it bigger, to include a rabbit? Okay? These three questions, I want you to have a go at writing down and sending to me, okay? Number 4, we don't need to do because we already know lots of groups of animals. We've done it lots of times, okay? And you've done it with Maestra Chiara as well, okay? So we don't need to do number 4. Just 1, 2, and 3. After doing those questions, I want you to have a look at this exercise and try and complete it, okay? So this exercise is about completing a key about birds, okay? Here we have 5 birds: a duck, an eagle, a swan, a stork, and a swift, okay? Look what he's got in his mouth. Okay, so what you need to do is to answer these questions for yourselves and fill in the name of the bird in these spaces, okay? I'm going to put this on the materials folder, okay, so that you can write on it because you don't have this. This is in the level 4 books, okay? Have fun!